In 2022, about a year before October 7th, I began work on Distant Trains, a reference to all the trains my paternal great-grandfather Bernard took when he left Ukraine around 1890 to go to Rotterdam and sail to New York. He then took trains as he zigzagged across North America with his family to end up as a rabbi, property developer, and alleged bootlegger in San Francisco in the 1920s. My Uncle Arthur took trains as he rode the rails during the Great Depression, going from town to town looking for work. Then more trains when he got work as a salesman, and when he joined the Canadian Army to spend World War II in a tank in Europe. His brother, my father Max, took trains when he traveled across North America, finally taking one to New York in order to sail to France, to then be smuggled on a fishing boat to Israel, where he fought in Israel's War of Independence. My mother's relatives in Poland also took trains of a different kind when they were shipped to perish in the Holocaust. Fortunately, my grandmother Sarah, her husband, parents, and her 4 children, Shimshon, Elazar, my mother Miriam, and Hannah, took trains in 1933 to leave Poland for Palestine. She was pregnant at the time, and her 5th child, Yosheva, was born soon after they arrived. Later in life, Yosheva would write a family memoir, and the text in this film is based on that. The interview is with my cousin Ayelet, the daughter of Elazar.
It was very small, 2 rooms, a tiny kitchen, and the toilets were outside.
From a middle-class existence in Poland, they faced dire poverty in Palestine. My mother, 5 or 6 years old when they left, always talked about only having enough money to be able to eat meat about once or twice a year, eggs once a week.
And her life was really, really tough. Raising 5 children, no money, she went to work.
The local shopkeeper extended them credit to buy food, without which, my mother said, they didn't know how they would have survived.
She used to wash everything by hand. They have no refrigerator, no washing machine. There was someone who sold ice in the street, and they used to buy half a block of ice. But they were not the only family. Most of the people here lived like that. She used to sew uniform from the British Army. You know this story? She used to work out and then come and then to look after her children.
When there was talk about returning to Poland, my grandmother refused, saying that at least in Kfar Saba, no one called her a dirty Jew. Later on, my grandmother received a letter from a cousin who had remained in Poland, saying that they were going to labor camps. What labor camps, my grandmother said. That was the last she heard from them.
And our grandmother, she read a lot, and she was really very open-minded. I find all kind of books they had there, like even Lady Chatterley's Lover. And she used to read at least, she said, one page in a book. She used to light a candle, and she couldn't go to sleep without reading a little bit every day. She knew Yiddish, she knew Hebrew. Her Hebrew was excellent. And she read Hebrew, of course, and she knew Polish, she knew Russian, she knew German, and she studied English at the age of 64, I think. So she will be able to connect with you. I used to go to visit her. We used to go to town. I saw her sewing. She was a really excellent cook, excellent cook. Though she was really very poor, what she touched was really excellent. And she used to make pasta. I remember really how she made it. She put the flour and then she put an egg. And the taste of this pasta, I never taste something like that. And she used to put it in small packages, and she used to give it to all the family. And it was really so nice. And she used to do from this pasta also kreplach. We used to eat there. I think every second Friday we used to eat there. And always the same food, like this excellent chicken soup, either with pasta or with kreplach. The pots were all around and one of the other, and she used to make all these nice meals on this very, very tiny kitchen. What I did like in their life, our grandmother and grandfather, was this Orthodox way of life. I like Friday meals, kiddush, when they bless the wine, all these things. And I really love the Seder, the Pesach. For me, she was the best grandmother you can ever think of.